2015. Other than that, the biggest flaw is probably the two-piece drive shaft that comes from the factory. When you take off the electronic limiter of 113 miles per hour and you take it up to about 135, the drive shaft basically shatters and destroys the back half of the car. So I did upgrade this car with a one-piece aluminum drive shaft just to make sure that that doesn't happen. The only other real modification done to this car is a set of Roush axle backs. I didn't care about performance. I'd been driving an older V6 Mustang that didn't have much power. I didn't drive it hard. Now that 3 years has gone by and I've had a taste of a little bit more power, I mean, yeah, I do want more, but I don't know if it's really worth the money anymore. I used to think it was, just, you know, about $6 grand for the Pro Charger Supercharger kit, which would really wake this car up.